Welcome back to our video series about using process thinking to improve your process performance. How do you measure up to excellence? Today we're going to be talking about process control plans with Richard Nave. How you doing today, Rich?
I am doing awesome, Murray. How about you?
I am doing great. Love talking about these topics with you. So let's get into it. What is a process control plan? Sounds scary.
It is a little bit scary and intimidating. Sometimes when people see these, formats put out by, organizations, whether it's AIAG or other organizations, it can be pretty intimidating. There's all these columns with titles and all that kind of stuff. But really, the control plan comes down to it's the instructions for how to carry out the controls that we defined in our risk assessment. We said something bad could happen. We said we know what might cause that. And to prevent that cause, we're going to do certain things. And the control plan is the instructions on how to carry out those controls that were identified in our risk assessment.
So there's a strong linkage between risk assessment, like failure mode effects analysis, and control plan.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, that is one of the things that has been commonly identified as a best practice among world-class companies is that strong linkage you brought up, Murray.
hmm So if I'm making a bearing or some other component that has certain dimensions, I guess those dimensions would be on the control plan, right?
Well, Murray, those are the beginning of the control plan because those are what we would call product characteristics. What's the diameter of that bearing, or what's the hardness of the steel of that bearing, or anything like that? Those are the product characteristics. But really, in the future, we want people to be thinking about the process. And so we want them to be measuring and controlling process characteristics because those are the inputs that we can measure and reduce the variation of to actually then cause the output to change. And so once the output has occurred, once the bearing's been made, you can measure it and tell if it's good or bad, but your only choice then is either to keep it or throw it away. What we'd really like to be doing is measuring the process inputs so that we know if there's variation and we reduce that variation before it causes any unacceptable output.
Hmm. So I think what you're saying, if you're only controlling your product characteristics, the customer or even product engineering could write the control plan. But if you're going to really prevent problems, it takes the manufacturing engineers, operators, the people with knowledge of the process to say what to control.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, when you think about the control plan, it's often been seen as the domain of the quality engineer. And really, the control plan needs to be bigger than that. It really needs to be those people that touch it, the manufacturing engineers, the operators, the team leads, people like that. Those are the people that need to be involved in the creation of the control plan because they're the ones that see the machines or the process every day.
hmm So if you're gonna control things like speeds, temperatures, tool life, do you need to record those somewhere on the control plan? Does the control plan tell you what to write down, what data to capture?
Actually, the control plan not only does that, Murray, which is to tell you the method of recording that, whether that be paper or SPC or that it's recorded in the machine itself, but it also tells you the reaction plan. What if you find that something doesn't meet the expectation that you had? The control plan actually also includes the reaction. And that's something else that we really would like companies to start thinking more in depth about. In the past, we often would see something that just says, refer to, company standard XYZ, or, go to, process 1, 2, 3. We really need to think more about what is the reaction when something goes wrong there and who should be involved with that. So there's a real opportunity for growth and improvement in control plans in that area.
Hmm. So speaking about improvement in control plans, I know over the last few years, process control plan issues have been a major finding in quality system audits by registrars. What's the connection there? Why are control plans scrutinized by outside auditors?
Well, really, the control plan is what protects the customer. And the auditor is there to protect the customer. And so if you're not following your own instructions about how to protect the customer, the auditor is going to be concerned that you don't actually know either what's going into your process or what's coming out of your process. And so that's why there are so many findings, and why some of the lead organizations involved in these standards really now say that a large percent of their audit is based upon what they call walking the control plan, which is literally just picking a control plan and walking through the process to see if that control plan has been implemented completely.
Great. So what's the last takeaway? Why do we do process control plans?
Well, really, and I want to emphasize the why deals with that word process control plan. We do it because this is our opportunity to control the process. And that's really where our opportunity is to improve and save money in the process. So this is the instructions on how to monitor that process.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Rich. If you'd
Enjoy
like,
that.
if you'd like more information about process thinking, please visit our website at www.luminousgroup.com. That's LUMINOUSGROUP.com. We're also on LinkedIn, company page of the Luminous Group. We like to post periodic hints and tips, or share articles, like an article that Rich has written recently is on our LinkedIn post.
And
Until next time, this is Rich and Murray, and we'll see you next time in our series on process thinking for excellence.
thanks a lot, Maury. Have a great afternoon.